What is going on today, guys? Welcome back in the garage. Look at all of the room that we have in here now without one truck in here. So today we are jumping right back on the first gen here. You guys know a while back we went to our man Mr. Muldoon's and we got the transmission fixed up. Got it fixed up with the new 38 spline Sonex input shaft, new Suncoast converter to fix up the first gen after she caught fire. It was not a great day, but we now have everything we need to fix this baby up, get this thing back ready to rip. Hopefully the tracks will open back up soon. We'll be able to kind of lay down some new personal bests with this thing and just enjoy it and not have it be inside here taking up even more space. So the more space we get rid of, you know what that means, the more room we got to finish up all the rest of everything and put a lift in here. So extremely excited for that. So on top of the transmission that we need to put back in here, we need to go ahead and fix some transmission lines, some oil lines up here. The turbo oil feed lines were damaged, getting a little crispy up here with the fire. And I believe if I look down in there, there might be one drain line that we have to fix too. So there is quite a bit of work that needs to be done before we can deem this back ready to go on the road again. There's actually the transmission electronic plug that controls the overdrive and lockup needs to be replaced. That actually broke when I took the transmission out. But real quick, we got some housekeeping stuff to do. We've had a couple things in the P.O. box. You guys know a little while ago a sensor for the 08 broke, and our man Mike L took care of us there. And again, this piece is for the back pressure on, oh, you guys can't see me in that light. I didn't swap out to a different 5.9 coolant outlet piece without that sensor because I'm not really sure if we might need that sensor for some upcoming exhaust brake modifications for the 08. Anyway, moving on, and again, the P.O. box is always down in the description. This is from Ashland Scott and Chase, I believe that is. Case? I forget, I can't read the handwriting, but Army Infantry in Fort Hood, Scott is, so they sent us out a patch that will go in our display over there for all of our military and service guys that send us in badges and stuff. Huge thank you to you guys. You guys are the best. Also sent in the P.O. box, this was sent from the guys over at Bolster. Looks like it is a bolt organization mat here, silicone mat. I read the letter. Thank you guys, appreciate that. I believe Nathaniel Armstrong kind of sent us out this. Goes from 6mm to 17mm, kind of designed obviously when you're working on jobs, so you don't have to put them in a pile just like that. You can actually just stick them right in here. Looks like they just kind of smash right in there. You don't lose track of them. So if you guys are interested in that, go check them out, Bolster. And then last but not least, we've got some parts actually pertaining to the first gen truck. This is actually the key piece right here. This is going to help us fix and not have the same thing happen again. This is actually not only a locking dipstick, but a flexible locking dipstick, so we can get this thing routed exactly where we want. Sorry if you guys hear the rain. It's been so humid here lately that we have been getting tons and tons of rain right in the middle of the day when the sun is shining. But anyway, gonna go ahead and install this, kind of last but not least, icing on the cake so we don't have transmission fluid spit everywhere. Kind of a funny fact that we're doing this right now, but the guys over at Full Send Diesel, my man Kevin, is actually doing a little bit of a different truck giveaway. He's got a truck that he is giving away, but it's actually kind of limited spots, and I think it's only like 150 spots, and in order to kind of get entered in his like truck giveaway, you're really just buying a product. So you number one, if you don't win, you actually still get a product at a deeply discounted price. So it's kind of like a win-win. So if you guys are interested in that, go check them out, go give these guys a follow. Of course, the AC is kicking on now because it's so dang hot. Got some braided line to fix the oil feed line, the fittings that we need to go ahead and put back in the transmission, and then some transmission line that we will probably need to fix as well. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing on our temporary jack stands, actually our ramps over here. We're gonna put them on the ramps, get this thing up in the air a little bit, and we're just gonna get to work fixing this thing up, getting this transmission back in here, and then we'll top it off with some AMSOIL transmission fluid, of course, as always. And yeah, there she is. She's ready to go back to her home. Let's get after it. Alrighty guys, we are ready to go back in. The transmission's prepped up, ready to go. The truck is ready to go. Just want to give you a couple details here. So got our new Suncoast triple disc converter put on our Sonex 38 spline input shaft. Everything went in good, everything is set. All of the fittings and everything on the transmission side are plugged back in, ready to go. All the sensors are tight, yada, yada, yada. On the truck side, we have went ahead and removed both of our transmission lines. We are going to be replacing this. Now, this is the line coming out of the transmission and going back to the cooler. Right here, going to make me look dumb here. Where is it? One of these is the one that comes right off the transmission and sees the most heat. Oh, right here, this one. You can see right here. See how soft that is? So that takes the brunt of the heat, all that heat from the converter coming out right basically into this line, and this is going back to the cooler, and then from the cooler back into the transmission. Right here is where a lot of times you will see line failures, especially with this push lock hose. The actual braided nylon hose is actually rated for a little bit higher temperature, but regardless of such, if you're going to get super, super hot, getting on your converter, stuff like that, this is normally where you'll see some line issues. If you don't have that problem, you will never really have a problem with this style hose, but we're gonna go back with this style hose. I think in the future we will upgrade to nylon braided, but for now, we're just gonna stick with the push lock. Nothing really wrong with the return hose. Obviously after the cooler, if the fans are working, you're not really gonna see a whole lot of heat. So we'll probably just clean that up. Again, anytime you have a transmission issue failure or such, and you need to kind of reinstall a transmission, you fix the transmission, make sure you are flushing your lines and flushing your cooler out. Obviously, we're gonna go back with new lines, but we do need to flush the cooler out, which we will do. And also went ahead and fixed the wiring on the truck side, got our new pigtail in. Other than that, guys, we, besides flushing that out, we have pretty much not a whole lot to do, and the transmission can go back in. It is a little difficult to kind of see underneath there with no light. Once we get our lift installed, we can actually get some light shining up and you guys can see a little bit better on what we're doing underneath the truck. It's kind of a little bit of a pain right now, but we're gonna go ahead and get the rest of that little bit of work done and then go ahead and reinstall the transmission and keep going. Today is the day that this thing is going to run and drive out of the shop. I can guarantee you that. So last night, spent a little bit of time, instead of actually putting the transmission in, we just kind of bounced over here to the new oil lines, got all new feed lines, fixed our one drain line back down in here, got that all separated, got that all settled. All of the fittings were good except for one. One of the swivel ends was not really swiveling all that well, so I went ahead and replaced that with a fitting that I had. Luckily, I try and keep some of the vibrant fittings. I know you guys are gonna ask me, so pretty much we only use vibrant stuff here. That's what we've kind of tended to always use, so they're all vibrant. This is all vibrant lines, vibrant fittings, number 6 feeds, new lines, again, one new 90 fitting up there, and then the fittings for the number 10 drain, which is just kind of hiding down here. I'll show you guys the lines down here. What I was kind of interested to see is, you can see how bad this looks right here, but I was wondering, like, at the worst point right here, that's the one end, I cut this thing in half to kind of see if there was any damage on the inside of the line, and I cut it apart in a couple different spots, and this is the drain right here. You guys can see that. But luckily, I mean, it's really interesting. There's no damage, visible damage anyway, to the inside of these lines. And the oil lines, I've had the other one around here somewhere, but I cut that one into a couple different sections. The inside of this line was actually in perfectly good shape, which is really surprising. This thing was on fire for quite a bit of time. It was not just like a little flash fire. I would say probably a good 30 to 45 seconds, there were flames right on those oil lines, and to know that those lines kind of held up in that type of situation is awesome to know. I firmly believe that the fire that we had could have been much, much worse if it was not for those PTP heat wrap and turbo blankets. So again, if you guys are in the market for heat wrap turbo blankets, go let them know your boy sent you there. Just want to go over 2 little details underneath the truck. I'm actually going to take you guys off of the mount here while we go underneath. They are very simple and very dumb, but I feel like it could help a couple of you guys out, so that's why the only reason why I'm kind of stopping to do this. Otherwise, we'd just be plowing ahead. But underneath here, seeing that our converter got super, super hot, we actually had melted paint on the surface where basically the converter is going to bolt to your flex plate here. So real simple, real easy. Make sure you have clean surfaces that are going to be metal on metal. There's no anything in between the contact surfaces of your converter. And I mean, it's the same concept with a flex plate, a flywheel, anytime you're bolting another thing to anything, especially with how much these things vibrate, rotate. I sanded this stuff down so it's nice and smooth. That way when we crank on these bolts, we're not going to have a converter come loose, any converter bolts come loose. It is a big thing when you start getting up in higher RPM, higher horsepower. Converter bolts, flex plate bolts, they tend to come loose, always red Loctite. And again, also another dumb, quick, stupid thing, make sure you have your alignment dowels in the adapter plate here. If you put a transmission in without one or both of those, it is going to be a bad day. You're going to end up damaging stuff inside of your transmission. It will hurt things. So make sure you have your 2 alignment dowels. Make sure you're all clean, prepped up, ready to go. We've got our beautiful Suncoast converter here, just ready to do some work. So we are now ready to stab this thing in, put you guys on fast forward, fill this thing up with some AMSOIL fluid, and we will be ready to rock and roll yet again. Oh, almost dropped, you guys. Oh my gosh, I'm hitting all kinds of buttons. Oops, I don't know what I'm doing here. All righty, boys. Well, we are back in action. All right, one simple small mistake. Greg did not get enough transmission fluid. Look at that, still spinning. We didn't get enough transmission fluid. We're like 3/4 of the way topped off. I pushed it out here so it wouldn't smoke out the entire shop, but we are completely out of AMSOIL transmission fluid. If you guys are interested in what I'm using, I'll put it down in the link below. We still have not yet changed out to our flexible dipstick. I wanted to actually measure the transmission fluid with the factory dipstick. That way I know it's kind of good and set, and then we'll swap it out just to make sure. I'm not sure about lengths and everything on that other dipstick. So we are pretty much almost wrapped up, with the exception of getting more transmission fluid and putting that dipstick somewhere safe. I'm assuming that we will try and run it, I'm not sure, somewhere along the firewall or something right here. It does have a little bit of an extra length to it. We can put it anywhere we want, seeing that it's flexible, and we should not have any issues with that. But we are wrapped up for today on the first gen. Another truck out of the shop. You guys aren't even gonna recognize what we're about to walk into here. Look at this. Look at this. There is so much room for activities. We're gonna scoot this baby back over here, and then we're gonna walk to the middle of the doorway, and then look, it's actually echoing in here because we don't have enough stuff in here. Get a straight shot right here. You guys know what goes right there. And exciting news, we just missed them. But looky what we have over there, and I'm not talking about the Lowe's moving boxes, because we have got some turb skis, we have got some piping, we have got everything we need to start wrapping up the second gen. That's gonna be like 3 trucks rolling out of here in 1 week. We're gonna get that thing wrapped up this weekend. I know you guys have been dying for second gen content. It's pretty much going to wrap up this video, getting the first gen completely back up and running. I just wanna let you guys know there are a couple more housekeeping things down below in the description, so you guys know that I normally put all of my discount links down there. I'm going to add another link down there, and that is to ACME Tools. So what ACME Tools is, honestly, the best place. I've had a ton of you guys reach out to me on where is the best place to buy tools, specifically the Milwaukee tools that we show so frequently on here. They honestly, I found, have the best pricing on everything. So the link below will bring you guys to ACME Tools. Make sure if you guys are interested in any tools, you can shop there. That's where I'm pretty much getting everything at this point. Also, you guys know we have the Renegade Products discount code, all of the detailing stuff. They sent us out a little care package with a couple different things. Don't mind the extreme mess here. So what I thought was actually interesting is this towel rewind. So what this is right here. You see this? You see this microfiber? Whether it's detailing or what have you, we tend to actually misuse them and put fluid on them. But take a look at all of the microfibers that you use for detailing that you get like wax and everything on, and then what do you do with them? You throw them in the laundry, and sometimes they get all the stuff out of them, sometimes they don't. This towel rewind, and your significant others, my parents were here and I showed this to my mom, and she like almost had a heart attack because she does all the laundry. This is specifically meant to clean up all of your microfibers, and it's going to break down all of that grease and wax and everything that gets on your microfibers. It's safe for all of that stuff, which is huge because microfibers are expensive. You don't want to keep going through them and just, I don't know what you do, throw them out, or your laundry does a halfway job. So also, you guys know about the all-purpose cleaner. We use that a bunch for cleaning up kind of pretty much everything, exteriors, tires, wheel wells. This ceramic spray, I actually was going to get my dad on camera because he's used it quite a bit, and don't just take my word for it. I've had a ton of you guys reach out to me about some of the Renegade products, and you guys are telling me that it is the best stuff that you guys have used, and some of you guys have used far more stuff than me, and you guys are even telling me that. So trust me when I tell you guys, the feedback that I've been getting from you guys is awesome. Everything that I've used has been awesome. This HydroGuard ceramic spray, my dad actually really loves. He used it once, and it really kind of deepens up the color of the car after it's already clean. You want to apply it cool. It really kind of like enhances the finish on your vehicle. And then also this I'm pretty actually excited for, this green apple air freshener. I actually love green apple. I'm not, oh, I just sprayed that right in my mouth. I did not mean to spray that in my mouth. That's okay. Well, I love it. Maybe not that much. Now it's in my beard. I guarantee I actually opened up the box. When I opened up the box, Allie was like, "What is that?" I'm like, "Must be an air freshener in there." So anyway, if you guys want to go check out any of the Renegade products down below, I have a link in my description. And I'm also, I forget, there was one more. Anyway, go check out the links in my bio. I'm gonna change some of them up. Some of them need updated. A lot of you guys have mentioned that. The ramps are down there. I gotta make sure the ramps are still in there. So a lot of good links down below for you guys to check out and save. A lot of good stuff coming in the future. We're gonna be taking a trip up to FLEECE, doing a whole tour there. We're picking up some more parts. Take your guesses down below on what truck is getting the full FLEECE package. But yeah, second gen content. This engine is coming out very soon. I want to focus on getting the second gen done, but man, oh man, the time has come for this thing to get some much needed TLC. Also, Wrenchworks Cap's coming back here pretty soon, but yeah, she's seen better days. I'm kind of tired of looking at her in yellow. So lots of work still left to be done. The shop is going to start shaping up here. All these trucks are getting out of here, and we are going to start working on some new stuff, which I am extremely pumped for. But that is going to do it for this video, guys. I'm excited. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Be safe, get some stuff done, be productive, and enjoy yourselves. We are going to actually keep this thing outside. We're going to go park it in a corner over here. And yeah, the trucks that are running outside are they keep stacking up, boys. We keep getting more stuff done. I'm pumped. All right, guys, see ya.